Welcome to Opinions in 10, online posts and biblical opinions in under 10 minutes. Starting now. Question today is, how do you deal with people who have wronged you? So I have found that when someone hurts me or wrongs me, I cannot let it go. It's like it consumes me. I think about it 24/7. I used to believe in karma and firmly believed that what they did would come back to them. But now I'm seeing that that's not the case. It kills me that people can hurt me, disrespect me, treat me like garbage, and have no repercussions. Every time I have tried to take the matter into my own hands, it has only made things worse for me, or made me look crazy and unhinged. So how do I go through life knowing that these people got away with their horrible behavior and that there is nothing I can do about it? Okay, what you're feeling is not uncommon to the human race. In fact, every honest person who has read or heard your post understands immediately what you're talking about. When someone strips away your respect and treats you like a worthless idiot, and your heartbeat speeds up to something that feels like it's knocking on your chest trying to get out, your stomach and throat tighten, and your thoughts are consumed with the jerk who said or did something to you that exists outside of the bounds of expected human decency. Now you're faced with two options. You can take your anger out in vengeance against that other person, or you can forgive and walk away. There's no question that in the moment, revenge seems like the better of the two options, and forgiveness seems like something that we tell children to do so that we don't have to deal with an argument they may be having. It feels weak to forgive. But is that the case? Is it actually stronger to give into temptation and let the guy have it? Or is it stronger to resist the urge and to forgive, to have mercy, to not let him have what's coming to him? Let's start with Moses. In Exodus 23, 4-5, an interesting bit of instruction is given. It says, "If you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall bring it back to him. If you see the donkey of one who hates you lying down under its burden, you shall refrain from leaving him with it. You shall rescue it with him." These verses deal with treating someone who hates you with the same common standard of decency that you would show a friend, or even a stranger you met on the street. It even goes as far as to say that you should help him, work together with him, if his donkey is having difficulties. The purpose of this command is to show that peace is offered by you, should he be willing to have it. You are going to extend friendship to him, whether he likes it or not. Moses later writes in Leviticus 19:17-18, "You shall not hate your brother in your heart, but you shall reason frankly with your neighbor, lest you incur sin because of him. You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself." In other words, you are not permitted by God to be the one who hates another person. You must always be the one extending peace and refuse to hold grudges against another person. Why? Because the root of sin is pride, the constant need for superiority above others that people have been involved in for millennia. Think about how angry people get if someone at work gets a promotion and you don't. Or how you feel when you're stuck in traffic and a motorcycle zips by unencumbered by traffic because he's using the shoulder of the road. Or maybe somebody inherits a fortune and you didn't. Why would you be upset about any of these things? Does it make sense? Your life has not changed at all. Why should you care if someone else's has? Your job gets you by the same way it did before someone else got a promotion. You likely wanted the prestige. You likely don't want to risk the ticket or the accident that the motorcyclist is risking by pulling that stunt. You just feel angry because he's doing it better than you since you are stuck in traffic. And most people do fine without inheriting a mass of money that they will never spend. But you see the gaining of wealth as someone doing better than you are. These things seem to work up pride enough as it is, but when a person's behavior is outright evil, rather than something enviable happening in another person's life, pride will come out in full force. And this is because pride, which is a bad thing, is connected to justice, which is a good thing. When a person gives in and takes vengeance, it doesn't end there. The other person feels wronged and takes vengeance as well. No one thinks that they're wrong in their own hearts. Then the cycle repeats. It doesn't bring peace. Many Bible writers have posed the same question that you wrote, however, why evil people sometimes seem to get away with it. Job asks similar questions. Solomon posited that it was a great evil that this happens sometimes. Jeremiah asked the same question. One person who seemed to understand this issue, though not the meaning we are looking for, was Asaph. Psalm 73 details his struggles with why evil people got away with it. And though he didn't find an answer per se, he did conclude that the evil people will also stand before God and receive judgment. They do not get away with it. Earlier, we talked about a passage written by Moses, teaching us to help people who hate us offer peace and to never be the cause of the hate. When Jesus taught this same passage, he taught it in a way that is very helpful here. In Matthew 5:43-48, he says, "You have heard that it has been said, 'You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. Because he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and he sends rain on the just and the unjust. Because if you love them which love you, what reward have you? Don't even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brothers only, what do you do more than other people? Don't even the tax collectors do the same? But you be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." Solomon said the same thing in Proverbs. He taught that you should figuratively dump fiery coals on your enemy's heads by doing kindness to him. The idea of offering peace and friendship instead of feeding into grudges and negativity was so important to the people of the Bible that Psalm 7 records a prayer of David wherein he requests of God that if he has been the one to do evil to a person who is at peace with him, then he asks God to turn him over to be killed by his enemies. If everyone valued peace this highly and pursued peace this hard, there would be no enemies. So what can I tell you about the struggle? All contention is fueled by pride, the need to feel superior to others. When you're not reasoning and seeking peace with others, but trying to win the fight, as it were, you're always going to end up here. The very basics of following Jesus is based on a verse we read earlier from Moses. Galatians 5 says, "Do not use your liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. Because all of the law is fulfilled in one word, even this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But if you bite and devour, be careful that you don't consume one another." this is the beginning of following Jesus. I can't conceptualize a version of life where you base your worldview on serving others and give in to prideful competition for superiority. It just doesn't make any sense. You can't do anything about what another person thinks of you or does. You can only control you. And that begins with the Messiah. That'll do it for today. God bless.